Hello my dear students, welcome to CP Live, YouTube channel specially for English medium student by eCareerPoint quota. So how are you all? Hello Akash, hello Adil, the future doctor, good. So see this, this is the last lecture of projectile motion. In first 4 lectures we have discussed the basic concepts of projectile motion, and today we are going to discuss one main topic, that is collision of projectile. What is the condition when two projectile collide in air? That is our today's topic. Hello SkyTech. So before starting this session, quickly share this session to all of your friends so that everyone can take benefits of these free quota coaching classes provided by eCareerPoint, and this channel is especially for English medium students. Okay, so if you are new on this channel, I suggest you to subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any update, so that you can get every update of important topics and quizzes. Okay, so let's start today's session. So before starting, let me introduce you to our toppers of NEET 2021. Okay, see, these are the students: Vivek, Paras, Tanay and Jatin. These are our toppers. They have secured their ranks in top 50 in exam NEET 2021. Okay, hello Manav, hello Sahil. So see, these students were the regular classroom students of eCareerPoint. See, basically eCareerPoint is an app by which you can study, you can prepare yourself for JEE or NEET, okay, at your home. Okay, by this app you can study at your home, and this app is very useful. Okay, oh sorry, not 2021, for 2020. Okay, 2021 we have a course which is of a minimal price. Okay Sahil, hello Mohammed. So these were the regular students of this app. Okay, they have secured their rank in NEET 2020, and we have a course for NEET 2021 on our app at a very minimal price, as you can see. Okay, so this app is very beneficial for all of you. Hello Ashwarya. Okay, especially in this time of corona. Okay, this app, eCareerPoint app, this is very amazing app. Okay, CareerPoint company is teaching from almost 26 to 27 years. So how to download this app? See, this app is very useful. We have both free stuff and paid stuff on this app. Just go to Google Play, search here eCareerPoint without any space, and you will see eCareerPoint learning app here, and just install this app and get started. After installation, just follow your experts, because if you follow your experts, you will be able to attempt the question posted by your experts free of cost for practice. Okay, and hello Bhatt. And if you want, see, if you want these slides that I'm going to teach, okay, every slide that you are going to see on this session, you will get these slides in form of PDF. Where, see, just go to free stuff. In this free stuff, we have a lot of free sessions or packages, as you can see. In this free stuff, select medical, because I'm teaching for NEET, and here you will get all the notes of this lecture of physics 11th, NEET 24, NEET 2022 English medium. Okay, so by this you can get, as I told you, we have both free stuff and paid stuff. So if you want to purchase, see, we have a lot of free stuff, but we have also paid classes. If you want to purchase any paid classes, you can use ST10 coupon code to get 10% discount. And in this YouTube session, if you experience any doubt, okay, what you can do, you can join our Telegram group. Okay, you can join our Telegram group, and the link to join the Telegram group is given in this description. So you can follow us on these social media networks. Okay, now let's get started with our lecture, that is 5th lecture of projectile motion. Okay, till now, see, if you haven't watched my lectures, I suggest you to watch my previous lecture. They are available both on app and YouTube. Okay, you can search my name, Sumit eCareerPoint, and you will see motion in one dimension and projectile motion Projectile motion today we are going to complete, and in next class I will take quiz on projectile motion. So be ready for the quiz and invite all of your friends. Okay. So in that quiz I am going to take your answer using a software, and I am going to display the result after every question. So let's start with today's lecture. In today's lecture we will discuss about the condition of collision of two projectiles. Under what condition two projectiles launched they collide. Okay, that is our today's topic, and this is very interesting topic. Okay, I am going to tell you a trick to minimize your calculation. Okay, so be attentive. See, suppose we have two towers. Okay, and on tower 1 we have a particle. See, this particle is launched in this direction with a velocity u1 at an angle of θ1. Okay, at the same time, hello Anusha. See, if you are new, subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon. See, at the same time when this particle was launched, suppose this particle is first particle, at the same time on the second tower we have another particle, that is particle 2, and this particle is launched in this direction with a speed u2 at an angle of θ2 as shown. Okay, now our topic is condition of collision of two projectiles. Under what condition these two projectiles are going to collide in air? Okay, that condition we have to find out, that what is the relation among u1 θ1 u2 θ2 so that these particles collide. Okay, so this is an amazing topic. See, as we know that the path of this particle will be like this, path of this particle will be like this. Okay, because both of them they are having projectile motion, so their path will be parabolic. Now you may think that the particle will definitely collide here, but actually it is not. See, what is the condition of collision? Basic condition of collision is if both of these particles present at same location at the same time, then we can say at that time they are colliding. Okay, suppose if particle 1 cross this intersection point first, then particle 2 cross this intersection point, then there will be no collision. If particle 2 crossed this intersection point first and particle 1 came after, then there will be no collision. Collision is possible only if both of these particles present at the intersection point at the same time. Okay, so this is the condition of collision. But see, if you calculate the position of particle using equation of motion after time t, and you put the same position and the same time, this method will be very difficult. Okay, if you solve this problem with respect to ground, okay, this will be very difficult. Okay, in motion in one dimension you have studied about relative motion. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to observe particle second with respect to particle 1. Okay, we are going to use the concept of relative motion. We are not going to solve this problem with respect to ground, because with respect to ground the calculation will be lengthy. Okay, so we are going to solve these kind of problems with respect to any one particle. We are going to use relative motion. Okay, so now if I consider this axis to be x-axis and this axis to be y-axis, okay, according to the normal sign convention, then let us write the velocities of these two particles with respect to ground first. Okay, so see this, with respect to ground, velocity of particle 1 will be, this component will be u1 cos θ1, this component will be u1 sin θ1. So in vector form, u1 vector is u1 cos θ1 I cap, okay, and u1 sin θ1 j cap. Okay, as I can see there are so many new students. Hello Shivansh. But if you are new, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you never miss any update. Hello Piyush. So see this, we have written the initial velocity for the first particle in vector form. Now what will be the initial velocity of second particle in vector form with respect to ground? See, its x component is in negative x direction, but y component is in positive. So we can say u2 is equals to minus u2 vector is equals to minus u2 cos theta to I cap plus u2 sin theta to j cap. Okay. Yes, Piyush, I take these classes regularly on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Okay. So hit the subscribe button so that you can get the schedule. So we have written the velocities in vector form. Now, as I told you, if we solve this problem with respect to ground, it will be very lengthy. So we want to minimize our calculation. We are going to solve this problem with respect to any one particle. Let's say we are going to observe particle 2 with respect to 1. Okay. So what will be initial velocity of particle 2 with respect to 1? Okay. These are the initial velocities. So what is initial velocity of particle 2 with respect to 1? Okay. In which direction particle 2 is going as observed by particle 1? So listen carefully. That is simply u2 minus u1 vector that we have studied in motion in one dimension. That what is relative velocity of particle 2 with respect to 1? It is velocity of particle 2 with respect to ground minus velocity of particle 1 with respect to ground. Okay. So now what is velocity of particle 2 with respect to 1? Put the value of u2, put the value of u1. You will get velocity of particle 2 with respect to 1 in vector form. Okay. So we have calculated the x component and y component of velocity of particle 2 as observed by particle 1. Okay, to minimize our calculation. Good, Piyush. Now, see this. So, there is a difference between u2 and u21. What is u2? u2 is the velocity of second particle with respect to ground, which is in this direction. And what is u21? See, u21 is this. That is velocity of second particle with respect to 1. That means as observed by particle 1. Okay. So, this is u2 and this is u21. That means velocity of second particle as observed by 1. Okay. So second particle will think that the first particle will think that the second particle is not going in this direction, but it is going in this direction. Okay. According to this equation. Now we have calculated the initial velocity of second particle with respect to 1. Now to observe its motion, let us calculate acceleration of second particle with respect to 1. So see this. What is acceleration of first particle? It is downward g, so it can be written in vector form as minus of g j cap. And what is acceleration of second particle with respect to ground? It is again minus g j cap, because both of them, they are experiencing the acceleration due to gravity in same direction and having same magnitude. So listen carefully. If I ask you what is acceleration of second particle with respect to 1? Okay, what is acceleration of second particle with respect to 1? That is acceleration of second particle minus acceleration of first particle. Hello Mehra, Spy Mehra. Adil, the mathematics is the, it is a DNA of physics. Without mathematics, you cannot study physics. So if you want to learn these concepts, the basics of these concepts, I suggest you to watch my previous lecture of motion in one dimension. Then you will be comfortable to understand these. Okay, so don't worry. So what is relative acceleration of second particle with respect to 1? That means as observed by 1, what will be the acceleration of second particle? That will be acceleration of second particle minus acceleration of first particle. So because these accelerations are same in magnitude and direction, acceleration of second particle with respect to first particle is 0. Now what does it mean? It means that the second particle is having some initial velocity in this direction with respect to first, but it is not having acceleration as observed by 1. See, both of them, they are having acceleration, these, but these acceleration are with respect to ground as observed by a person stationary standing on ground. But if first particle observes second particle, first particle will think this building is going downward and backward. This building is going downward and this in this direction, and the second particle is having this velocity without acceleration. Okay, so these are the things. These are the things as observed by first particle. As observed by ground, it will be different. Okay. So see this. According to particle 1, particle 2 has some velocity, that is u21. According to particle 1, acceleration of second particle is 0. So what will be the motion of second particle as observed by first particle? Think. What happens when any particle has some initial velocity but it has no acceleration? Which kind of motion it will have? According to particle 1, whenever we are having velocity without acceleration, the path is a straight line motion. This concept we have studied in previous chapter, that was motion in one dimension. Okay, you can watch those lectures also. So we can say that the second particle with respect to first particle will have this straight line motion. Okay, both of the particle with respect to ground are having parabolic motions, but motion of any one particle with respect to other, or we can say motion of any one projectile with respect to another projectile, is always a straight line. Why? Because it has some relative velocity but it has no relative acceleration. Are you getting my point? As observed by ground, this particle will have parabolic motion, but as observed by this particle is having straight line motion. Okay, when both of them they are in sky, this particle will think that the second particle is having straight line motion. He will think. Okay, now tell me, if according to this particle is having straight line motion, under this condition, will this particle strike this particle? Think. We have changed the frame of reference to minimize our calculation. Motion of one projectile with respect to another is a straight line without acceleration, so it is easy to calculate. Now, as observed by this particle, if this particle is going like this, is it colliding it? Is it colliding the first particle? No, as you can see, it is going like this. So think, what should be the condition so that this particle collide this particle? The second particle is having straight line motion as observed by first particle. So if second particle wants to strike the first particle, it wants to collide with first particle, it should have its initial velocity with respect to 1 towards the 1. Are you getting my point? So we can say, because motion of projectile with respect to another projectile is straight line motion, because relative acceleration is 0, so condition of collision is if initial velocity of second projectile with respect to first projectile is directly towards the second projectile, then they will collide. So this is a very important thing, that if as observed by first particle, the velocity of second particle is directed toward it, then only they will collide. So this is the only condition. Okay, there is no need to solve it with respect to ground. There is no need to complicate this situation using complex mathematics. The simple thing is, as observed by first particle, if initial velocity of second particle is directly towards the first particle, then they will collide. That is the condition of collision. Now to understand this, let me take an example. Okay, so listen carefully. Without the knowledge of condition of two particles, you may feel that this question is almost impossible. But now you can solve these kind of questions very easily. See, the question says two particles A and B are projected simultaneously from two towers at a height of 10 meter and 30 meter. This tower is having height 10 meter, this tower is having height 30 meter. Okay, respectively. Particle A is projected with an initial speed of 10√2 meter per second. Okay, its initial speed is 10√2 as shown in this diagram, at an angle of 45 degree with horizontal. Particle B is projected horizontally with a speed of 10 meter per second. Now it is saying that if they collide in air, what is the distance between two towers? See, without the knowledge of condition projectile, you may feel that this question is almost impossible. Because the question is saying that A and B are going to collide. Then find out distance between these towers. How do we can solve it? We can easily solve this using the concept that we have recently learned. The question is saying, if they collide in air, if particle A is colliding with particle B, though its velocity with respect to ground is in this direction, but if this is colliding with this particle, its velocity with respect to this particle should be directed towards this. Or I can say this velocity, what is this? This is velocity of A as observed by B should be directed towards B. If it is, then they will collide. Now I am going to solve this question. Pay attention. First of all, what you have to do? First of all, write down their velocities in vector form with respect to ground. See, this component will be tan root 2 cos 45, which is tan I cap, and this component will be tan root 2 sin 45, that is tan j cap. And it is having only velocity in negative x direction. I am going to take these as axis. This is x axis, this is y axis, and velocity of this will be directly towards this, that is minus tan I cap in vector form. Okay, the question is only showing the magnitude, but we need vector form. So what is velocity of particle A with respect to ground in vector form? It is tan I cap plus tan j cap. Tan I cap plus tan j cap. Okay, now what is velocity of second particle, that is particle B, with respect to ground? This is minus tan I cap. Okay, now what we are going to do? We are going to we are going to observe the motion of particle A with respect to B, not with respect to ground, but with respect to B. So what is velocity of particle A as observed by B? It is simply velocity of A minus velocity of B in vector form. So velocity of particle A with respect to B is equals to this minus this. So it will be tan I cap plus tan j cap minus of tan I cap. So it will be 20 I cap plus tan j cap. What is this? This is velocity of particle A as observed by B. B will think that the particle A is having this velocity according to him, because B is moving. Okay. Now see this. What we have calculated, velocity of particle A is equals to tan I cap plus tan j cap. Velocity of particle B is equals to minus tan I cap, and velocity of particle A with respect to B, which is velocity of particle A minus velocity of particle B in vector form. So velocity of particle A with respect to B, we got it is equals to 20 I cap plus tan j cap. Okay, this is velocity of particle A with respect to B. Now see this. Let me show it carefully. See, if this is the velocity of particle A as observed by B, it should be directed towards the particle B. Okay, so we can say if they collide in air, velocity of particle A with respect to B should be directed towards B, then only they can collide, because the motion of particle A with respect to B is a straight line motion. So if it is initially moving in this direction according to B, then only they can collide. Okay, so see this, velocity of particle A with respect to B should be directed towards the B, then only they can collide. Okay, and what are its components? velocity of A with respect to B that we have recently calculated is 20 I cap plus 10 J cap. Okay, 20 I cap plus 10 J cap, and definitely the unit is meter per second. Okay, so I can say the velocity of particle A with respect to B has X component of 20 I cap and Y component of 10 J cap. So if I asked you what is this angle alpha, can you calculate tan alpha using the components? Yes, we can. From these components, we can say tan alpha, which is perpendicular by base, it is 10 by 20. Because this velocity is directed towards B. So if I make this triangle, see, I am making this triangle A, B, let's say this point is C. So I am making triangle ABC. Now see, in triangle ABC, this angle is 90 degree and this angle is alpha. Can I write tan alpha again? Yes. Tan alpha according to this triangle will be perpendicular by base. So base is equals to D, that is the separation that we have to calculate. What is the perpendicular? Its height is 30, its height is 10. So this value is equals to 30 minus 10, which is 20. Okay, which is 20. So this is 20 by D. We have the value of tan alpha, okay, because alpha is same. That means using these two equations, I can say 10 by 20 is equals to 20 by D, and we have to calculate D. Now it is very easy to calculate D. See, D is equals to 40 meters. So what is the answer? Our answer is option D. The value of D is option D, that is 40 meters. So these are, see, these kind of questions are most difficult question that any competitive exam can ask. So if you are solving each and every question of my class, that means you will be able to solve all the questions of the competitive exam, that is NEET. Okay, so on this concept, on the concept of collision of projectile, I am giving you some homework questions. This question is your homework. Okay, its answer is given. This question is also your homework. Okay, its answer is given. So you are going to solve this question by yourself at your home, because I am going to give you these slides using an app, okay, that I have already explained, and at the last of the lecture I will explain again how can you get these slides to solve homework questions. Now see, we have completed this chapter. Projectile motion is over, okay, and we have already covered the most difficult part of projectile motion. Okay, the most difficult question that can be made from this chapter we have already covered. Okay, so if you have solved these questions that I have taken in class as class illustration, you will feel that these previous year questions on projectile motion are very easy. Okay, I am going to show you some questions which NEET ask, and they are very easy as compared to the question that I have taken in class. Okay, most of the questions of NEET exam on projectile motion, they are based on ground to ground projectile. That means projectile is launched from ground and it reach on ground. For ground to ground projectile, as I have told you, these formulas are valid. For ground to ground projectile, that means if you are launching, see, if you are launching any particle from this, normally for ground to ground projectile we consider this location as origin, that is 0, 0. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. If angle from x-axis of initial velocity is theta, we say that this component is ux, which is u cos theta, and this component is uy, which is u sin theta. And acceleration in x direction is 0, acceleration in y direction is minus g. Okay, so we have ux, uy, we have ax, ay, and we have derived these equations using equations of motion in both the directions separately. What is time of flight for ground to ground projectile? It is 2 uy by g, and uy is equals to u sin theta, that means 2 u sin theta by g. What is maximum height? It is uy square by 2g. This is the maximum height. Okay, and uy is u sin theta, so it is u square sin square theta by 2g. And what is horizontal range? See, if it is launched and it is coming at this point, this distance is known as horizontal range, and that is equals to 2 ux uy by g. If you put the value of ux, if you put the value of uy, and if you put 2 sine theta cos theta equals to sine 2 theta, you will get range is equals to u squared sine 2 theta by g, which is maximum at an angle of 45 degree. Okay, so using these equations only, which are the equations for ground to ground projectile, you can solve most of the questions of the previous NEET exam. Let's have a look. See this first question. This question was asked in AIPMT 2000. Previously the NEET was AIPMT. So this is AIPMT 2000. See, try to answer this question. Two projectiles of same mass and with same velocity are thrown at an angle of 60 degree and 30 degree with the horizontal. Then which of the following will remain the same for both of them? Time of flight, range of projectile, maximum height acquired, or all of them? Think. One is launched with angle 60 degree from horizontal, another is launched at an angle of 30 degree from horizontal. Okay, and both of them, they are having same mass and same velocity. So for both of them, which quantity will be same? Time of flight, range of projectile, or maximum height? Muhammad is saying option B. Anyone else? See, if you have attended all the classes of projectile motion, I have already told you, if two projectiles are having same velocities and they are thrown with an angle of theta 1 and theta 2, and if theta 1 plus theta 2 is equals to 90 degree, then range is same. Okay, because what is range? See, range is 2 into ux uy by g. Ux is u cos theta, uy is u sin theta. Okay, so for first particle, see what is range? Range is equals to 2 times ux, that is u cos theta, uy, that is u sin theta, divided by g. Okay, I am only putting the values of ux and uy. Okay, so what is range for first particle? If theta is 60 degree, it is equals to 2 into u cos 60 degree, u sin 60 degree divided by g. And what is range for second particle? It is 2 into u cos 30 degree, u sin 30 degree divided by g. Both of them are same. Why? Why they are same? Because cos 60 is equals to sin 30 and cos 30 is equals to sin 60. So R1 and R2 are same. Why? Because sum of these angles is equals to 90 degree. That we have already discussed. So for both of these projectiles, the range will be same. Okay, Himal, the range will be same. Okay, range for them will be same. If two projectiles are launched with same velocity but at different angles, their maximum height will be different, their time of flight will be different. Okay, why? Because time of flight is dependent on the y component only. So u sin theta is different for both of them, and maximum height is also dependent on y component only. It is not dependent on x component, so it is dependent on u sin theta only. So that is why maximum height and time of flight will be different, but horizontal range is dependent on cos theta and sin theta both, as you can see. That is why, because sum of angle is 90 degree, so range will be same. So answer is option B. Only the range will remain same by the formula r equals to u squared sin 2 theta. Okay, they are different formulas. Another form of this formula is this. Both of them, they are same. Is it clear to all of you? So see, these kind of questions, they are asked in NEET examination, and in class we have covered so many difficult kind of problems as compared to these problems. So if you have attended all the classes, you will feel the question asked in NEET exam, they are very easy. See, next question, which is based on the similar concept. Okay, try to answer this orally without using the pen and paper. For the angles of projection of projectiles at an angle of 45 minus theta and 45 plus theta, the horizontal range described by the projectile are in the ratio of which of the following? 1:2, 2:1, 1:1 or 2:3? Good, Mohammed. So better hit the like button. Those who are live, hit the like button and share this channel to all of your friends. Okay? Tell me the answer. Two projectiles are projected with same velocity. One is having angle from horizontal 45 minus theta and another is having angle 45 plus theta. So, what will be the ratio of their range? As I told you, if, see, this is theta 1 and this is theta 2. If velocities are same and theta 1 plus theta 2 is equals to 90 degree, in that case, range is same. Okay? One of them is, see, suppose this is 45 degree. One of them is projected at 45 degree plus some angle, okay, with velocity u. Another one is projected with a velocity 40 with an angle 45 minus theta with the same velocity u. So in that case, both of them, the range will be same because their initial angle, sum of their angles is equals to 90 degree. See, 45 minus theta, 45 plus theta is 90 degree. This is 45 plus theta, this is 45 minus theta. Because their sum is same, is 90 degree, so range will be same. Well done, Kavya, very good. Mohammed, please check your internet connection if you are facing this problem, because there is no problem from our side. So beta, those who are new, first of all hit the like button and press the subscribe button. Okay, and also press the bell icon so that you can get all the important updates of these kind of important lectures and online quizzes. As I told you, this is over now. In next session, that means on Tuesday, I am going to take quiz. So because range is same for both of them, their ratio will be 1:1. You can also use the formula. You will get R1 and R2 is equals to 1:1. Okay, so as I am telling that on Tuesday we have quiz, online quiz. Okay, at the same time 3 p.m. I am going to ask you some questions and you will submit your answer online using a software called Mentiquiz, and I will display the results on the board with your name. Okay, so on Tuesday there is quiz, so invite all of your friends and you will get notification of quiz only if you have subscribed the channel and press the bell icon. Okay, next question. See, a missile is fired for maximum range with an initial velocity of 20 meter per second. If acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second, then find the range of the missile. See, this was asked in AIPMT 2011. As I told you, most of the questions of projectile motion, they are based on ground to ground projectile, in which you can apply direct formula. Okay, a few questions, there are very little chances for getting a different kind of question, but if you get, don't worry, I have covered all the types of variety of questions. Now answer this question. A missile is fired for maximum range. That means we can fire the missile in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, in this direction. In which direction we will get the maximum range? This topic is also covered in the previous lectures of projectile motion. Okay? This is y-axis, this is x-axis. We may have different kind of angles. For this angle, velocity is same for all the angles. The range will be this. For this angle, range will be this. If we further decrease the angle, the range will decrease. So at what angle the range of projectile is maximum? Put that value of theta and you will get the answer. See, what is range? The formula of range is u square sine square theta divided by sine 2 theta divided by g. What is range? U square sine 2 theta divided by g. So range is maximum if, see, for all the angles missile velocity is same and acceleration due to gravity is same. So range will be maximum if sine 2 theta is maximum. What is maximum of value of sine? It is equals to 1. So maximum sine 2 theta will be 1, and it is possible when 2 theta is equals to 90 degree, which is possible when theta is equals to 45 degree. So at 45 degree we have the maximum range. So what is the maximum range? Put theta equals to 45 degree, you will get maximum range is equals to, if you put theta equals to 45 degree, sine 2 theta will become sine 90. So maximum range will be u square by g. Okay. So maximum range is u square by g. U is given, that is 20 meter per second, and g is given, which is 10 meter per second square. Put the values, you will get the maximum range is 40 meter. So answer is option B. Okay. If you launch this angle at 45 degree, you will get the maximum range. If you increase the angle, the range will decrease. If you decrease the angle, range will decrease. The maximum range is possible at an angle of 45 degree. Okay. So if you haven't watched these those previous lectures, I suggest you to watch those lectures because they are very, very, very important. Now, another question which was asked in AIPMT 2011. Okay, see, all these questions are based on direct formula, so a little practice is required. A projectile is fired at an angle of 45 degree with the horizontal. Okay, elevation angle of the projectile at its highest point as seen from the point of projection is 45 degree, 60 degree, tan inverse 1 by 2, tan inverse under root 3 by 2. Now, see this angle is conceptual. This question is conceptual. What this question says, that we are launching a projectile which is going like this. Angle of elevation. This word is not new. You have studied about angle of elevation in 9th and 10th class in mathematics. What is angle of elevation? If I want to see top of a tower, then from horizontal, by how much angle I should turn my neck to see that top of the tower. That is angle of elevation. Now it is saying the projectile is fired at an angle of 45 degree with horizontal. Angle of elevation of the projectile at its highest point. See, when the projectile is at highest point, it is having height h max. Okay, and its horizontal distance is equals to r by 2. So it is asking what is the angle of elevation. Suppose this angle of elevation is alpha, then we can calculate tan alpha. See this triangle. Look at this triangle, all of you. This angle is 90 degree. So if I want to calculate tan alpha will be maximum height divided by half of range. So what is tan alpha? Tan alpha is maximum height divided by half of range. Okay. Now see, what is range? In simple formula, range is equals to 2 ux uy by g. Okay, this is the range where ux is u cos theta, uy is u sin theta. And what is maximum height? Maximum height is uy square by 2g. Okay, these formula we have derived in previous classes. Now if we want tan alpha, we can use these equation because they will make our calculation easier. Tan alpha is equals to maximum height, that is uy square by 2g divided by half of the range. Range is what? 2ux uy by g. So half of the range will be ux uy by g. So it is ux uy by g. Now see what cancels out. This uy cancels out uy, g cancels out g. And what we have? We have tan alpha as uy by 2 times ux. Okay. Now, because it was projected like this. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay. And what are the components? The angle is 45 degree. So its initial component of velocity is equals to u cos 45 degree. And initial component of velocity in y direction was u sin 45 degree. As you can see, ux and uy are equal. So they will also cancels out. So we have tan alpha is equals to 1 by 2. That means alpha is equals to tan inverse 1 by 2. This is the answer. So answer is option C. And this question was also asked in the medical exam. So these questions are very simple. You require a little practice. So for practice, what you have to do, you have to solve some questions. And I have taken already so many questions in class. So you can go and watch my previous lectures. And if you are new, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Also, like this session and share this to maximum of your friends, classmates and neighbors. Okay, because in next class I am going to take a quiz, main T quiz. Okay, mark the date, on Tuesday I will take the quiz on projectile motion. So watch all the lectures till then if you haven't watched that, and attend that quiz to see your position. Okay, so there are some questions that I am going to give you as homework. Okay, these questions are your homework. You are going to solve this question at your home. To solve this question, you are requiring these slides. From where you can get these slides? Just download eCareerPoint app to get these slides. Okay, once you download this app, what you have to do? Follow your experts and you will be able to attempt the question posted by your experts. Go here, free stuff. This is a section free stuff. Go here and you will see this window. Select medical, because I am teaching in medical. You will see my notes in medical section only. Now in medical, if you scroll down, you will see this category, class 11th NEET 2022 English medium physics. Okay, just go here and select the chapter. You will see motion in one dimension and projectile motion. Okay, after that we are going to start a new chapter. Okay, so here you will get all the previous videos and all their respective PDF along with annotation that are notes. Okay, so that is enough for today. As I told you, on Tuesday we are having quiz. Tuesday is quiz on projectile. Next Tuesday. Today is 5 December and today is Saturday. So on next Tuesday, I am going to take a quiz. So invite your all friends so that all of them can participate. More students means more competition. Okay. So hit the subscribe button, share this session to your friends using WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. Hit the like button, and if you want to ask anything other, you can ask me on comments. I personally read all the comments, so you can ask me on the comments. Okay, so that is enough for today. This is Sumit Talwani signing out. Thank you very much, and be ready for the quiz on upcoming Tuesday. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.